Hello, everyone, and good morning to you once again. I want us to have a look at the USDJPY, and if you have been following me in the last couple of months, you will know that we have been following this pair very keenly. And despite the fact that we are on a very strong bullish momentum here on the USDJPY, I'm beginning to see structures considering the scenario that has been evolving in the last 1 week to be thinking of a selling momentum is evolving at this point in the market. But before I go into the details of the selling perspective, let's quickly look at the economic event that is likely going to be having a major impact on this pair during this week. Now, if we look at the economic calendar, we have Wednesday and Thursday comprising of events for the dollar and the Japanese yen. And you can see on Wednesday we have the Fed interest rate decision, we have the monetary policy statement, we also have the FOMC economic projection, and the FOM's press conference coming up. Now on Thursday we have the Bank of Japan interest rate decision happening. We have the monetary policy statement as well, and then we have the press conference coming up on Thursday. So between Wednesday and Thursday, we have significant events that is likely going to be pushing price movement this week. So what we want to be doing now is to prepare ourselves towards that, as participants in this market will likely be looking forward to this event to serve as a catalyst of where price might be heading. But from a technical perspective, when we look at what is happening here on the daily time frame, the first thing we observe here is that price has been on a very strong bullish momentum, and this is evident after connecting the series of higher lows to give us this resultant bullish trend line, as you can see. But there is something that happened during the month of July that's incited a further bullish momentum here. So I will show you. So we had this move here in the month of July. We saw this move right back into this bullish trend line where we saw structures that evolved into a reversal pattern in the form of a double bottom structure. So we had a second touch here which led into the breakout of the neckline that we identified at around the 135 Japanese yen. And since the breakout happened in the month of August, we have seen price continue to rise to the upside on this one. But as soon as price tested the 145 Japanese yen area, we have continued to witness multiple rejection of this level. As you can see in the last 2 weeks, we can see how price has consistently rejected this area to give us a clue of a possible selling momentum coming, and at the same time giving us an insight into the strength of the sellers at this point in this market. So as the sellers continue to resist any further bullish momentum here, I want to state here that what we normally expect from a technical standpoint whenever we cite a reversal pattern, especially like a double bottom structure like this, when we cite a breakout of the neckline, we expect that price will come back to do a retest of the structure to give us probably a further confirmation that we'll be sending price going to the upside. But one thing we observe here on the USDJPY is that since we witnessed the breakout of this neckline in the month of August, price as is yet to come back into this neckline to fulfill that technical expectation. So now to further get a better perspective of what is happening at this point, what I did next was to scale down to the 4 hours time frame. And when we moved down to the 4 hours time frame, the very first thing I was able to observe here is that ever since price tested the at the second touch of the demand zone that resulted into that reversal pattern which we identified on the daily time frame, we can see that price continued as consistently respected this bullish trend line. As you can see, we can see our price has been respecting this bullish trend line, which led into the breakout of that neckline. We saw consistent respect of this bullish trend line. So now that this is observed, we drill this trend line to connect the series of lower highs to give us that result and bullish trend line here. And like I showed you on the daily time frame, we have been witnessing multiple rejection of the 145 Japanese yen in the last 2 weeks. And what we have here looks more like a reversal pattern at this point. Now that we are headed into the new week, what's the first thing we want to be doing at this point? So looking at the structure we have here, the next thing I did here was to identify a key level, which is probably going to be serving as my neckline, considering the fact that I am expecting that this multiple rejection here could probably transpose into a reversal pattern here. So going into the new week, we are going to be looking forward to a signal that will be guiding our action. And this signal is likely going to be coming in form of a breakdown of this neckline at the 142.500 level, which also shares a confluence with that bullish trend line here. So if we're going to be seeing a breakdown of both the neckline and the bullish trend line here, that is likely going to be giving us a bearish signal. But remember, we don't want to get too excited at the sight of such a signal here. Remember, we are on a very strong bullish momentum, so we want to look for further confirmations to happen, which is likely going to come in the form of a retest of either the 142.500 area or this bullish trend line, where we want to be looking out for patterns on lower time frame that will support a trend continuation to the downside. If price continues to the downside as projected here, then we want to be looking at somewhere around the neckline area, which we identified at the 135 Japanese yen on the daily time frame, or probably this bullish trend line here has our take profit target zone. And if price continues in that direction, we should be looking at somewhere at around, let's see how many pips that is, somewhere around between 600 to about 800 pips thereabouts on this one. So going into the new week, I'm looking forward to a breakdown of this bullish trend line to give me that signal of a trend continuation to the upside. However, if price does not break down this neckline at 142.500 area, and we continue to see multiple rejection of the ski level, which also shares a confluence with that bullish trend line, then a reversal pattern on lower time frame, probably respecting that bullish trend line one more time, um could give us a signal of a trend continuation to the upside. And if we finally have a breakout of the supply niche here, then that's just a further signal welcoming another position at a retest of structure. So this is what I'm looking out for this week, and let's see how price action is going to play out in the early hours of the week. Let's see how price is going to relate with this level, which looks very very sensitive at this point. So whatever happens, definitely I will be sharing on updates and how I plan to trade this pair in the comment section of this video. If this video has been of immense help in making your individual decision during this week on the USDJPY, kindly support this project by clicking the like button. You would also want to follow me on my TradingView platform at Dark Sherry so that you don't miss out on the regular updates I normally share in the comment section. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you on Monday. Bye bye.